All right, everybody. Hi, welcome to Alaskan Ballistics late night. Not really late on Alaska terms, but late night for the rest of the lower 48. Late night gun chat. Hope you're doing well tonight and this evening. Um, so welcome. Sorry we started a little later. My wife and I had to do some shopping at Costco. You guys know the deal. So that's what's up. Don't forget to join my MeWe page. It's where I post all my affiliate links. Sometimes I'll post the videos early over there. If you want to see the videos early all the time, you got to join the Patreon page. Um, but tomorrow's video is already up and it is already ready to go. So some people on MeWe have already seen it. So make sure you go see it. Go join the MeWe page. So I really appreciate it, everybody. And so if you haven't seen a late night gun chat, you've got to ask your questions and I give you my answers and they're worth the exact amount of money you pay for them, unless you give a super chat, which we would appreciate. And then in that case, it's worth less money than you paid for them. But my advice. So that is what is up, everybody. And that's what's going on. Let's go ahead and add Reloading Weatherby in here, who's chilling on the couch. All right, it's just chilling like a villain over there. Like that's like 90s as I can get, chilling like a villain. You know. What's up? How you doing, Reality?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Been a
Good.
while. Glad you're back on the chat.
It's been
All
a
right.
long time.
Yeah. What can what are you doing these days?
Uh, just getting out of winter. We had like the most snow we've ever had in history, and just been shooting a lot of Weatherby cartridges, and yeah, so
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah, we haven't had the most snow that Alaska's had in history, but we've had the most snow I've have since I moved to Alaska.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, it's still about 6 foot deep in places, you know. And it was melting and warming up to 40, and then we got a snowstorm this past weekend. Add another 6 inches of snow.
wow.
Um, yeah, that was fun. In Anchorage, it was 6 inches of snow. So, um, yeah. Oh, Bullets for Bucks is saying we look alike, the Cartridge Twins. So, you know, I don't know where he gets that, but all I know is you are not this pretty. So, what can I say?
I don't have that luscious beard.
I know. You got the clean shaven look going on. I think Bullets for Bucks is just jealous. He doesn't know about reloading and ballistics as much as we do, and so he's projecting his insecurities on
It's
us.
it, it's because I texted him and told him I have 1,000 Winchester large rifle primer. He said, "Well, I have none." So
Oh yeah, so it's the jealousy issue. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Anyway,
jealous.
we're kidding. Bullets for Bucks. So yeah, we're kidding. Only maybe one other winner like this one I've ever seen. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, his and our winter are we're about the same in craziness.
Yeah. It's been a crazy winter. I had to dig out my wife's truck the other day to get it running. Our old truck. We bought a new truck, and I decided, hey, I'm going to dig this out. And there's like no snow under the truck, but there's snow piled up to the doors, And it's like, so I had to dig that out. It took me 3 or 4 days, good sessions, and then I had to jump it off, of course. And then even after running it and driving it up and down the street, it was great. I had to jump it off again every time we stopped the car. Glad I brought
Wow.
the jerk box with me. I had to put WD-40 on the hood latch because the hood latch are rusted up. So that's that. All right. Oh, sad day. Bullets for Bucks.
I wish I had H1000.
Sounds like you should trade him 2 sets of primers, 200 primers for H1000.
Not worth it.
Ooh, ooh.
I can
That
actually,
just
H1000 you can get. It just takes a lot of work. Primers you can't get. So
yeah, that's true. So yeah, and I can't even ship you primers. Like I would ship Bullets for Buck primers, but I can't physically ship small batch stuff. I have to ship like a whole pallet, and I don't have a whole pallet of primers. So
might be worth it for him to fly up to you and have it as a carry-on if he can get past.
you can't put them the primers powder. You can't put on the airplane.
Mm,
Loaded ammo, you can, which is more dangerous, arguably. But
yeah.
Yeah. It can't go in the carry on. It has to go in a check bag. So, all right. So let's shout out the chat here. We got David Walcott's here, who's always here. Ken Bain, or Bean. I don't know how you pronounce it, Ken, but sorry. From CKB Cast Bullets, I think. This is Ken from CKB Cast Bullets. So if you need hard cast bullets, I got one sitting right here. This is what I carry in my Glock 20 for bears. Is a CKB hard cast bullet. I'm very impressed with it. The Sig X10 did not feed him though. And it's weird because these are actually smaller flat nose than a Underwood, and it fed those just fine. So it was weird. Very weird. So I think it was just the X10 was being picky. Maybe it was the cartridge overall length that I didn't see it deep enough, but I set it to the specs he gave me. So I don't know what was happening. It's just not a Glock, whatever I can say. It's just not a Glock. All right. Keith Gregory, what's up? Bullets Bucks again. Chris Heitzman. I probably messed that up. MC Soy. Must be the global warming. Yeah, really. All right, our first question. How much does 1 inch on a gun barrel matter, like for 10 millimeter and 308 Winchester? Well, that really depends. So, obviously 1 inch more is going to gain you some velocity, and 1 inch less is going to lose you some velocity. Always. Okay. On that same barrel, if you could physically weld 1 inch of more barrel perfectly to it, you would gain velocity. And if you could cut perfectly 1 inch from it, you would gain, you would lose velocity. Not that you could ever purposely, perfectly weld anything to it. But if you could magically add barrel length to that barrel, and the barrel is the same quality, the rifling, the chamber fit are the same, you're gonna add velocity. For 10 millimeter, again, that depends on a lot of different factors besides just the barrel length. It's hard to say because I don't have exactly 1 inch increments. I have, in 10 millimeter, David, you got to go look at the whole series on Glock 29 versus 20 versus 40. I don't know how many videos I got in that series now. Probably at least 15. And I'm going to be honest with you, like from my Glock 29 to the Glock 20, it's a significant gain. It's usually 75 to 125 feet per second. And that's a 3.79 to 4.6 inch barrel. And then from the Glock 20 to the Glock 40, it's usually another, which is 4.6 to 6 inches. It's usually another 120 feet per second ish, depending on the load. All right, from Glock 40 6-inch factory barrel to the 6.5 inch KKM barrel, and I usually change the spring out to the NDZ spring, heavier spring, so now the lockup's tighter too. I usually gain 30 to 50 feet per second with half an inch of barrel. So a rule of thumb would be 10 millimeter, 75 feet per second per inch barrel, but that's a rule of thumb. It depends on the powder, depends on the projectile, depends on the PSI, depends on the dwell time. If the chamber opens early and releases some of the pressure. So that's the 10 millimeter. Now for 308 Winchester, it's not as bad as, overboard cartridges like 6.5 Creedmoor or 25-06 or 243. But for 308 Winchester, 25 to 75, again, depends on the powder charge. But I'm going to tell you probably 25 feet per second per inch of barrel with a quick burning powder. So when Chuk and I did the 6.5 Creedmoor versus the 308 video, which you should go see, David, it wasn't the 308 also has more width to burn powder. People don't think about the width of the hole. It has more width to burn powder, so it burns more powder that way too. So I think Chuk only lost 50 feet per second off in an 18-inch barrel off of the box velocity in an 18-inch barrel semi-auto gas gun. And in seam length barrel 6.5 Creedmoor, I lost like 200 feet per second in an 18-inch barrel. So, which is what I expected. I just expected him to lose that much too. So, oops, I didn't realize I got. There we go. All right. It's okay. Cool. That's awesome, man. Justin, how you doing? It's good to see you. What's up, baby? R-Dub, 2 gurus for the price of 1.
Huh,
There you
you
go.
get what you pay for.
Oh, who's this reloading Weatherby guy in the chat? My wife says 1 inch makes a big difference. Oh, geez. Well, I guess she knows now you've been popping those pills. Anyway. Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, she has a 243. What are we talking about?
Oh. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. we went from a 22-inch barrel to 23-inch.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a channel out there. It starts with 36-inch barrels, and they cut them down inch by inch in a few cartridges. Yep. So, all right, I have a Combat and Elite Combat Sport 10mm EAA model, same feet per second with the same rounds bit. And really, yeah, weird. Yeah, what's the barrel length difference? So, she ought to know. Wives have a way of figuring that stuff out. Wow. There's no target rounds because 10mm is in the range is regulated to 40 cal specs, and the 10mm gun doesn't like low recoil ammo. What range do you go to? It's weird. Howdy, Chuck. What's up, Alvaro? I like Chook videos. I like making fun of Chook's videos. So we have something kind of in common there. But he has some pretty good videos sometimes. So I get it. I get it. So I did sort of get a new rifle. I built out the lower for my 22-250. So now it's its own complete gun. It's got a stock and a bolt carrier group and its own lower. Instead of switching it back and forth with my 6.5 Creedmoor, Brownells had a really good deal on the lower. I couldn't pass it up. I think with shipping and everything, it was like 128 for the stripped Arrow M5 AR-10 lower. And so I think it's going to be nice. So that's my latest gun. You got anything new since I last saw you, or are you still messing around with the 257?
No, well, I'm kind of done with the 257. I'm getting like 0.3-inch groups, and it's going almost 4,000 feet per second, so I'm good.
Yeah, there's nothing to mess around with there, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so I don't need to burn the barrel out a lot faster than it needs to be.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm actually going back to the 300 Weatherby. So going back to how it all started. It's fun
There
to
you
shoot.
go.
I had my son shoot it for the first time ever
I
a couple
saw
weeks
that.
ago.
Saw
Yeah.
that.
Now with the muzzle brake, it's not a big deal, but still.
No. Those Weatherby Vanguards with the muzzle brake, the factory muzzle brakes are my 300 Win Mag doesn't kick at all. So
Yeah.
it's like you said, like now when I took the muzzle, didn't have the muzzle brake on there, it kicked pretty good.
Yeah.
When I put that muzzle brake on there, it's pleasant to shoot, like you said. I also think Barnes wasn't loading their 190 grain LRX to high standards because I was getting about 20 feet per second below the box in a longer barrel, because they test in 24-inch barrels. Barnes does, and so I was losing. I didn't care because I was getting inch groups, and I was like, fine, that's cool. So we'll see.
Have you done any more load development with your 300 Win Mag?
No, I've just loaded up a bunch of stuff to play around with on the channel, but not any load development itself. I've got so much stuff loaded up that I hadn't even gotten a shot. So we'll see how it works out. So, all right, next question. Again, guys, this is Late Night Gun Chat, so get your questions in. What handgun cartridge would be better for grizzly defense than 10mm? 44 Magnum, 454 Casull, 500 Smith & Wesson. You could make the case for 460 Roland. I mean, if we're talking about just the cartridge, that's that. What makes 10mm so popular is most people shoot 9mm. They've shot, people who shoot guns have shot a lot of 9mm and stuff, and it's not that hard to transition from a 9mm to a 10mm. You don't have to worry about double action trigger pulls or single action only on a hammer, and you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about excessive recoil, because 10 millimeter doesn't, even with the heavy loads, does not have excessive recoil. So that being said, that's what makes 10 millimeter so popular. All that being said, 44 Magnum is the bee's knees as far as like what you should carry. Most people should carry a 44 Magnum if they can shoot it well or well enough. Me, I've actually been practicing with mine, and the last time I got to where I figured I could shoot it well enough, I could keep them all on a 8-inch target, pulling the trigger as fast as I could. Just as soon as the front sight got down, boom, 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 all 6 times. So I've gotten a lot better with it than missing all those ptarmigan I missed up on our hunt bullets for buck with it. So I've gotten a lot better with that gun, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm pretty ecstatic. Now that's going to be my bear defense gun for now on, and I'll keep a 10 millimeter as backup, or I'll keep that as backup on my side and keep a 10 millimeter on my chest. So that's that. So
my dad uses a 454 Casull. He's gotten really good with it. I suck with it.
Yeah.
It's
all a matter of practice, especially what's great about 454 Casull is you can find 45 Colt just about anywhere, especially these days. And you can practice with 45 Colt and get used to the gun. And then you just got to put in the bigger recoiling rounds and start shooting those. So, to me, the perfect bear defense handgun is, and Chuk has one, is the 454 Casull Ruger toe clap. Those are that's probably the best handgun that was ever made. Ruger's not making them anymore, but it definitely was the best handgun they've ever made. So 6-inch barrel in the Combat Sport Elite, but I imagine the 40 cal EAA I have is a 5-inch barrel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Father had a 7 millimeter Weatherby rifle back in 1998. Those are good. Yeah, another good one is a 50 AE Desert Eagle. That would be another good one. I hope that answers your question. Bullets for bucks. But back to this best handgun defense. 50 AE is good. Shot placement and bullet construction are everything. I can shoot this 10 millimeter very accurately. This bullet construction from Ken, who's in here in the chat, you at CKB Cast Bullets. This is good Brental harness. It's better Brental harness than Underwood or Buffalo Bore or Underwood or Double Tap. And it's better Brental harness than that. And it's coated, so you can use it in a stock Glock if you want to. At least for a few shots. You don't want to go shoot thousands of rounds through it, but guys, I like. It's not about the best cartridge as it is what cartridge are you best with. If you can only shoot a 9 millimeter well, you should buy hard cast bullets and carry a 9 millimeter. Or do I think you're stupid and you need to train and you should carry a bigger gun? Yes, I do. But if that's the only handgun you can shoot well enough to put shots like this, on a, draw, pow, 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 that kind of thing, as if sight comes back down and that's the only gun you can shoot like this, a group like this in a grizzly bear skull, you should be shooting 9 millimeter, So doesn't mean it's the right gun to have, but if it's the gun you're the best with, I fully support getting a bigger gun if you can shoot it well, though. So yes, this is a Weatherby box. I have a Weatherby First Light, Gort. Check it out. I've had it on several videos. 300 Win Mag. Bear Creek Arsenal came out with a 10 millimeter AR carbine. Wonder how it would be. I'll have to check that out. They came out with the True Velocity Polymer Nosler Accubon. Do you think the claims for 30% increase in velocity and whatnot would be true for these polymer case rounds, and would they extract in a bolt action? We'll try it out because I know where there's some at. All right, question for you, Reloading Weatherby. Have you ever used US 869 for 300 Weatherby? I'm going to try it for 300 rum. It's very slow and can be used in 50 caliber BMG. I'm assuming is what he means.
I have not used in 300 Weatherby, but I hear it's great for the Nosler cartridges and the rum and the 50 BMG.
So I was looking to buy some because at one point I was going to get a 6.5 300 Weatherby,
Hmm.
and it was the only thing that could send that 110 grain bullet I have at like 34, 35, 3600 feet per second, and which I thought was pretty slow for a 6.5 300 Weatherby. So I've reconsidered the cartridge. Um,
That's
but
really slow for a 110 grain bullet.
yeah, well, so there is no data on a 110 grain all copper bullet. So
Oh,
that was the only thing I could find that was even remotely close, and it would be experimenting after that. So it
I
was
know
like,
people get like 3,500 with a 140 grain.
yeah, yeah, that's insane. That's like really fast.
Hmm.
I know the one, no, maybe it was the 127 grain LRX that was 3,400. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. Thanks.
US 669 has stayed in on the shelf, so maybe I should try it someday.
Yeah, it's there. Even here, it's there. Let's see. 6.5 300 Weatherby. Okay, yeah, that's the 127 grain LRX. 3435 with 91.9 grain, 91.1 grains compressed load in a 6.5 300 Weatherby. And that's for their 127 grain LRX.
That's
So,
moving.
yeah, that's moving. So, I
It is
mean,
anything but efficient, the 65300.
yeah.
I think you need like a 30-inch barrel to get its full potential.
Yeah, I would agree. And theirs is a 24-inch HS precision barrel. So, this is what it is. So, that's that. And 7mm rifles had a heck of a kick for my teenage shoulder. Yeah, mine's not that bad though. I bet that Weatherby is. All right. Evening, everyone. What's up, Martin Horse? Chuck, you've shot all of Chuke's 10mm. What are your thoughts on the FNs versus Glocks and others? Um, the Glock Model 40 10mm is still king. The FN is very uncomfortable to shoot. The backstrap grip is the same they have on the 509, and it just stinks. I mean, it stinks so bad that like whoever invented it, their kids should move to like Callisto, like the moon of Jupiter, Callisto, so they don't have you know genetics, and that's how bad it is. I don't want their genetics in the breeding population. Um, that's how bad the grip is. Whoever invented that grip, um, the side, this grip has this cutout around the magazine's slide or around the slide lock that just rubs into your hand if you have small hands. You might like it if you have big hands and you sand the back of it down and put on some Talon grips. Trigger's awful. I've been told on many commenters that it breaks in many commenters, but the trigger's awful, and I don't want to pay $1,000 for a gun that has an awful trigger out of the box that has to break in. So, um, I didn't like the FN at all. Um, the I liked the feel of the Sig X10. I love the feel of it. It points and shoots and really well. Um, the extended slide lock is extended out on both sides pretty far, and my hands are small, and if I ride on top of it in my grip, it won't open on the last shot. If I, but most of the time, I find myself riding under it in the grip, and with the recoil, I lock it open. Even with the round in the magazine, it locks open and locks back. And so I did that. So, where are the kids? They're upstairs, where they always are. All right. Heavy guns and EAA. Yeah, of all of Shook's 10mm I've shot, the EAA is my favorite. Um, which I'll get to next week, hopefully. If you guys had to pick between the 300 Weatherby or the 6.5 300, what would you pick? That's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, you've already picked it, and I would probably pick the 300 Weatherby as well.
Unless you really want to just have like to say you have the flattest shooting factory cartridge, then get a 65300. But efficiency wise, it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
don't know if that really matters, but
yeah, it's Hope they don't pull the plug on you tonight. Yeah, that happened last week. Um, so yeah, 300 Weatherby. So here's the thing. So we were just talking about the Barnes LRX 127 grain, and 34. What was it? 34.90 something. All right,
Yeah, it's close to 35.
close to 35. And yeah, no, 34.35. Excuse me. So not close to 35. 34.35. In a 24-inch barrel. That 300 Weatherby is going to send a Barnes 130 grain, so same weight bullet, essentially 3 grains difference is not going to matter. And now, granted, it's not the LRX, it's the TTSX, but they make a 130 grain 30 caliber, and I've loaded some up for and have a video on them in 300 Win Mag. The 300 Weatherby is going to send those. What did you say they were going? Did you ever
Over
load
3750.
over 3750? And I got 36 something with my 300 Win Mag. I got 3630. Okay. So we were within 120 feet of each other, I think. And both of those are sending that same weight class of bullet. You know, even mine sending it 200 feet per second faster. So his is sending it over 320 feet per second faster. So I would based on same weight bullet between the two, get a heck of a lot more speed, which means if you go to a heavy bullet like a 190 grain or a 212, you're going to get a lot more speed out of that 300 Weatherby, and they don't exist for the 6.5 300. The best you're going to get for the 6.5 300 is like a 153 156 grain. Nosler was making a 150 grain AccuBond. They have stopped making it, I think, or they've stopped producing it for a while. So, any other response to that question?
I mean, they both have trade-offs. Obviously, a 150 grain 30 caliber bullet is kind of a stubby bullet compared to a 150 grain 6.5.
Right.
But that 6x300 is only going to shoot a 150 grain at tops 31, maybe 3150. Well, you could probably get 3,600 feet per second if you're really pushing it out of a 300 Weatherby with a 150 grain.
Yeah, at least 35. Yeah,
very easily 35.
Yeah. All right. Same guy, Vance. Thanks for all your questions. If you could have any rifle, what would it be and why? Is it one you have, or would you need to go to the gun store if money wasn't an issue? Go.
Mark V Deluxe and 340 Weatherby. I like the classic walnut looking stocks, so that's what I would get.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I'd go more the tactical route, and I would want either a Barrett or some type of other 50 caliber BMG type rifle.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be, if money were no issue, I would save up for one of those for the channel. Or if I was gifted $1 million tomorrow, there'd be a 50 BMG in my collection tomorrow. So I would go around to all the shops until I found a 50 BMG of some kind. No, but it definitely had to be like the 29-inch barrel and all that kind of stuff too. So not just any gun, but the big long one. The Barrett. The Barrett's a nice gun, but the Serbu and a few others are way more accurate. Probably a Macmillan 50 caliber. I don't remember the model names and stuff, but
yeah, I think the Macmillan's the one that's supposed to be meant for long range. Barrett's just
anti-material.
Yeah, it's not meant for precision.
No, but people have made mile shots with it, so
yeah,
it's usually area targets. Like the mile shot was 3 guys behind a concrete wall, and the concrete wall was pretty thick, but they used one of those Ralphus rounds, and they got all 3 guys behind it. And because they used the Ralphus round behind this concrete wall, it wasn't a mile shot. Ooh, I hit him in the head. It was on purpose because he was standing there for the 8 minutes of bullet, or the 8 seconds of bullet flight time. It was more of, this is an area target with the Barrett.
Yeah.
I would say that if there's another one I would look into as well in this category, and that would be building my own 3378 Weatherby. Because if I could have armor piercing bullets for that, which are easier to find than 50 BMG armor piercing bullets for reloading, if I could find armor piercing projectiles for that, I would load that up as my anti-material rifle. Stop vehicles that are charging into the neighborhood. That kind of crap hits the fan type thing. I wouldn't load it up for like hunting or anything like that because
And Chuck, I would recommend like at least a 30-inch barrel. It makes a huge difference in velocity.
yeah, I was thinking 28 to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I can concur with the way you're thinking, but I'm thinking 28 in that cartridge.
Just so you know, like there's videos on YouTube of someone shooting that 130 grain TTSX you were talking about earlier, and
Mhm.
they're getting it to go over 4,000 feet per second
Mm, that's pretty
with a
cool.
normal length barrel,
The normal length barrel, which is what
like a 26.
26, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of where my thought process is to get like a Savage Action and build a barrel on it, or a Remington Action or something like that. Um, put a barrel on it. So that's that. So
Maybe a Mossberg action. I'm just kidding.
yeah, maybe if it's cheap right now, it has to be cheap. It only has to be minute of radiator. Doesn't have to be. No, I'm kidding. I'd want it to be accurate too. I'm thinking 460 Roland in 1911 would count as one weapon. We need a license for every gun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know your laws there, but I 460 Roland tend to be pretty picky. And finicky. So I'm not a Glock guy, but I own a Glock 42 as my peacemaker for humans. That is, but the 10 millimeter is backup. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep carrying my Glock 29 for both bear and humans. Yeah.
6.8 Western for sure.
Yeah, say Western. Yeah, I love the 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm a need more fan, I guess.
I guess
But
what is he trying to use it for?
yeah, it depends on if you're shooting, you know, antelope, pronghorn, or whitetail deer, get the 6.5 Creedmoor. If you're shooting elk on the next ridge over, get the 6.8 Western. I mean, if you're shooting caribou, I mean, I've shot a caribou with a 6.5 Creedmoor at 300 yards, but if you're trying to shoot 6.5, caribou at 700 yards, get the 6.8 Western. Okay. I mean, just more energy at that distance. I mean, it's what it is, what it is. So the real question, the real comparison would be 6.5 PRC or 6.8 Western. That would be the real comparison. Do you want to do 6.5 PRC or 6.8 Western?
They're very close.
Yeah. I'm thinking relatively compact pistol and decent rounds capacity. So I guess 10 millimeter. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Glock 20 sounds like it's in your future, bullets for bucks.
I feel like the grizzly in Wyoming are going to be as big as the brown bears in Alaska.
Probably not, but you know. What's up, Hunter Kirk? Good to see you. Which you think would be better for a 10 millimeter Glock 29 or Glock 20 for women who have never shot a pistol before? Neither. The Glock Model 40. All right, and here's why I say that. My wife shoots the Glock Model 40 way better because it is bigger and heavier and longer, and because the weight is forward, it just takes out the recoil, and she could shoot that way better. The Glock 29 she can't hit anything with. The Glock 20 she's all right, but she enjoys shooting the Glock 40 because it's a bigger gun. She enjoys shooting her Glock 34 because it's a bigger, longer gun. She does okay with her Glock 43X. So, a bigger, longer gun is inherently easier to shoot up to a point. Obviously, you don't want something with this barrel this long, that's weighing down where you can't even pick it up if you don't have long arms. But, my wife, she's got pretty smooth, nice, feminine hands, and she can handle that Glock 40. So that would be the one to get. Okay. Like I don't think you're thinking the right way at all. If they've never shot a pistol before and they're trying to be it in bear defense, David, then you need to start them with 9 millimeter and work your way up to 10 millimeter, and then work your way up to 44 Magnum or something like that. Train them just like they would you, and take her to this gun store and let her feel a bunch of different guns and see which one she likes best. I mean, she might choose the FN, even though I think the grip is crappy. She might choose,
A judge, Taurus judge.
Yeah. No, don't let her choose a Taurus judge. Yeah. All right, that gets you a 5-minute timeout. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Worth it, huh? 410 revolver with slugs for Grizz defense? Heck no. The slugs don't group nothing groups out well out of 410 revolvers. They're snake guns. They're 7-foot snake guns is what they are. Cool. That's cool. Where the heck do we find her? I have no idea, buddy. What Weatherby cartridge would you guys recommend for whitetail deal? 257 Weatherby.
257 Weatherby. That's what I just bought recently-ish.
There you go.
That's going to be my dedicated mule deer and white antelope gun.
Yep.
Maybe whitetail too in Wyoming. I don't know.
I live in Memphis, Tennessee area. That would cost me $800 in gas to come get a $200 SKS out. There you go. 240 or 257 Weatherby.
I get 257 over 240.
Absolutely. Not even a question. Yep. What's up, NY Prepper? I am about to use US 869 for my 301. We'll be posting the results in video with reloading Weatherby. There you go. It's one of the slowest.
We'll see if he can outdo the velocity I got in my 300 Weatherby. Maybe.
Swear I'm subbed to a good majority of the chat. Here we go. Well, we appreciate that. Neighbor is offering to sell me a 270 Weatherby custom built on a Seiko action with the Douglas barrel, 100 rounds and dies for $1,200. Is a 270 really that much better than a 270 Win? Anything's better than a 270 Winchester. All right, so you guys know how I feel about the cartridge. So I mean, 270 Winchester is like 30-06 for women and those who don't know what gender they are. So anyway,
you better delete this video.
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't say what I was really thinking. Anyway, but no, 270 Winchester. I mean, it's a capable cartridge. Don't get me wrong. It's going to send a 130 grain, a
31?
max of 32. I've get 32. So like that's a max. 3100 is going to be your average load from a 24-inch barrel. From a 24-inch barrel or 26-inch barrel, probably 270 Weatherby is going to send that same 130 grain. What, 3450, 35?
3450, maybe 35 if you're really pushing it. So it's about 300 feet per second faster.
Yeah. So anyway, Brandon, if you don't take it, email me his address or his info, and I'll. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I can't afford it right now, but it's a great round. So the only thing is does this? I would look at the twist rate in his custom barrel, because now that the 6.8 Western came out, which is the same like diameter, right? It's the same 0.277 inch barrel. They have a lot of 165 and 168 grain and stuff like that now. So if he doesn't have a 1-8 twist barrel or even a 1-7, if it's not at least a 1-8, then I probably would never buy it because of the better bullets you can get for 270 diameter now. That doesn't mean you shouldn't, but that's just my opinion. If you want to shoot 130 grains and 150 grains and maybe 160 grain Nosler partition round nose all day long, go for it. But if you don't have the high twist rate, you're not going to shoot, the 165 grain. What is it, Accubon long range? And don't they have like a 180 and 190 grain Accubon long range?
They have a 170 grain burger. 165 is the biggest Nosler makes.
Yeah. So You're not going to be able to shoot those high BC long bullets, heavy grain
Except
into
for
7.
someone I found out, Frontline Rejects, he was able to stabilize his 165 AccuBond long range in a 270 WSM with a 1 in 10.
Oh, interesting. So,
So
but
might be
that
able to
varies
stabilize
so
the
much from
165.
rifle to rifle. I know people who could do those Berger very low drags, 1 in 9 twist, 70 grain, 1 in 9 twist. They said, yeah, no problem. I tried it in my 1 in 9 twist AR 15, 2-foot group at 100 yards keyholing. I kid you not,
Uh,
2-foot group. I was aiming at a target this big. I had one up here on the cardboard behind it, one here, and one on the side of the target.
wow.
It could have been 3-foot group keyholing. So, it varies so much from rifle to rifle, chamber fit, how quality the
Yeah.
rifling is in the barrel, all that kind of stuff as well. That same gun got me a 2.75-inch group at 500 yards with 55 grain molly coated Hornady VMAX factory loads.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's nothing you want to stand in front of. There was a 2-mile-an-hour wind. I aimed for this shoulder on a man-sized target. The 2.75-inch group was in the shoulder with a 2-mile-an-hour wind.
Nice.
So, is what it is. Yeah. Remington makes a bolt action 50 cal price. Well, oh, that's cool.
Remington does?
Have a Mark 5 Sporter and 340 Weather Breach, the only gun in my collection that's going with me when I go. Bury it with you. Gotcha.
Not passing
Okay.
along.
I'll dig your grave up for that one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But Austin might. All right. So,
I will, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I have an $8,000
400 feet.
for 400 feet. 400 feet, yeah. Wonder if they will have draw tags in heaven.
That's a little over 100 yards.
Yeah, I know, right? Wonder if they have draw tags in heaven. Well, the scripture says the mind cannot comprehend what we will have up there. So it'll be better than draw tags. It'll be draw tags that you actually get every year. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Good evening. What's up, 67 Rebel, SST AMC? Thoughts on the new 500 Bushwhacker? I haven't studied anything about it. You?
I don't know anything about it.
Isn't the 50 cal like 15,000 psi barrel pressures? Probably not, because 15,000 psi is nothing for a hand rifle.
It's like a black powder rifle.
Yeah, that's not even up to 45 ACP pressures that are around 18
Maybe
to 25.
he's thinking of the foot pounds because it's close to 15,000.
No, I thought the max loads were about 12 to 12.9.
It was about 13. Yeah, that's kind of close.
Yeah, closer than anything else you can get. Yeah. Do shops out there carry Weatherby ammo in Alaska, or do you have to order online? Well, we can't order ammo in Alaska online. I've talked about that many times. So go find out why yourself. But no, yes, some shops carry it. Yes, you're gonna pay out the wazoo, literally. Okay, you got to hand them your credit card and then bend over the counter. I'm just kidding. So yeah.
Chuck, I just bought factory 300 Weatherby ammo. That was rough.
I feel for you.
Yeah.
And you're eating rice for the month, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, which
My
is
kids
okay.
are working this month.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you like it, man. Still excited to try my Savage 22 to 50 on some critters. I haven't had a chance to use it, but the bull barrel is like 20 pounds. Yeah, I'm liking my 22 250. The best I could get was that 62 grain Barnes got me right at an inch in it, like an inch and like a 16th at 100 yards. That's the best I've been able to get it to group. So I'm going to try some more reloading for it. I'm hoping I could eventually get some Lapua brass for it and try my 22 250. If I can get the 22 250 to group half inch, I'll take a caribou hunting. I don't care what anybody says. I'll put the two halves of it in my herba stock and pack, and then hike my 5 miles out past the corridor and put it together. So because I just ordered some 77 grain Barnes LRX from Midway. So,
They
but I
make a
have,
77 grain and 22 caliber.
yeah, and I
Oh,
should be able to easily get 34. But I might be pushing it to get 35. But yeah, um, I'm probably going to back off the powder charge a little bit just because, and probably get 3350, 3375, just because the Hornady brass is a little weak in my opinion. Um,
mm.
some of their factory ammo that they had the super performance powder in, that's 50 grain VMAX. I had a crack in one of the casings, and it was getting the factory velocity. So it was getting 4,000 feet per second on the box, somewhere as low as 3960 and somewhere as high as 4040, Um, but it was getting the 4,000 feet per second and it cracked a case neck pretty bad. So I consider the Hornady brass pretty weak. And so I'm looking to upgrade to some Lapua brass or even Federal brass. Federal brass would be great. For 22,250. So I'm looking for that. Um, even once fired Federal brass is better than Hornady brass. And all I got loaded up right now with primers and primer pockets and stuff in it is, guess what? Hornady brass. It's all sized and stuff like that. So I'm going to try it. I've got good groups with Hornady brass, but not their 50 grain factory load. Now, here's the cool thing. I went in to look for 22,250 and Bass Pro, and they had that 50 grain factory load, and they had Remington Core Lock soft point, which is 55 grain, and or Remington just soft point, not even Core Lock. And the Remington Core Lock was like $43.99. This was several months ago, and it was $35.99 for the Hornady Super Performance. So I was like, well, I'm gonna buy the 2 boxes or maybe even 3. I can't remember how many I bought of the Hornady Super Performance at $35.99. I walked into a local shop we have called Three Bears. It's a local grocery store chain that there's like several of them throughout Alaska. Walked into that last night, $23.89 for a box of that stuff.
Whoa.
I saved like 12 or 13 bucks. I bought 2 boxes of it. That's where I also bought my Weatherby from. And I bought my new CZ 600 Alpha from them too. Different store, but the same chain. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I'm excited about my 22,250. That being said, I won't hunt with it this year for caribou because I'm using my 6.5 by 284 unless I kill a black bear with my 6.5 284. So that's what's up right now. And the chances of black bear hunting this year are going to be slim to none because I won't be able to hunt black bear till June. There's just so much snow. They're out already. Like normally I'd already be out on the mountain searching for them. There's just so much snow that I'd literally have to like hurt my knees snowshoeing because I'd be even with snowshoes on, I'd be sinking up to my knees, and up to your thighs. And that's because I'm too fat for my snowshoes. But so don't do that, guys. But my snowshoes are rated for 300 pounds. And by the time I put a pack and a rifle and all the gear in my pack and all my clothes on, I'm not 300 pounds. I'm not close, but I'm there when you put all that on. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm going to be sinking in the snow. At that point, like I've got the herbalist stock pack, I've got the rifle pack like rolled up, and the barrel sticking in the top, and the barrel sticking out like 7 inches, so that I can walk with my barrel facing upwards instead of downwards. Because if I fall backwards in the snow, there's a zipper down there on the bottom of the herbalist stock and a little vent hole so your gun doesn't rust, right? And snow will get in there and get in the barrel and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I'm gonna try to wait till it melts a little bit more, but we're having actually record cold temperatures for the next 2 weeks. So who knows? I'm probably just gonna go to the range and have fun and practice and not even hunt this spring. Just the way it's turned out. Any place I would want to go hunt is going to be frozen until June. So Hopeful Ballistics, good channel. Everybody go check them out. I like Hornady over, if you're just buying cheap regular dies, you're not trying to go get precision stuff. I like Hornady over RCBS. I get a lot more consistent seating of the bullet. But they do break their decapping pin easier. And when they break it, they break the entire rod simply. So
I use RCBS, but I'm not really brand loyal to anyone.
yeah, I have a bunch of RCBS dies. I like their bullet puller collet system. I like their swager. I got a primer parket swager, so I like all that. It's pretty cool. .22 caliber revolver, one empty in the chamber to this day. Does it not have a transfer bar safety? I'm from the rural west area of Alaska, Chuck. That's going to be tough trying to do that. Well, next time y'all are in Anchorage, I mean, take her by and see a bunch of guns. So, I mean, the Glock Model 40 is going to be the best one for her, I'm telling you. I'm a Glock 20 guy, but I have a Springfield 10 XPM to it, and that's the one my wife prefers shooting. Yep, there you go. LOL, your velocity was insane reloading, Weatherby.
Yeah, a little overpressure.
Where can we donate to you guys, man? I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Alaskan Ballistics. Do you have one, Austin?
I do, but I never use it.
Yeah.
I never get on.
I'm going to be honest. I help support other creators, like especially Second Amendment creators like Jared from Guns and Gadgets and the Arms Scholar and Military Arms Channel. Tim's a real nice guy. I know a lot of people get put off by him, but he's a nice guy. He's a really good guy. And somebody else, Talflater Mouse, who's also Jeff from Talflater Mouse, is a great guy. So Patreon pulls from my donations, the donations I make, which are about $30 or $40. And so I only make $30 a month on Patreon. The best things you can do is to find a video with a lot of ads in it and share it. That's the best thing you can do. Or go to my MeWe page, which I'll post. It's in the top of the chat, but I'll post the link again. And on my MeWe page, I have all the affiliate links. So if you're buying something from Palmetto State or Euro Optic or Optics Planet or True Shotgun Club ammo there, I have affiliate links, and you can go to my MeWe page and click on an affiliate link, and anything you buy at that website, I will get a commission from, and that's the best thing you can do to support the channel. But Patreon,
you can donate. You can donate on Shorts, YouTube Shorts as well.
Yeah, you can also donate on YouTube and YouTube Shorts as well. You can do a give thanks on the YouTube video. So there's a lot of places to donate. Patreon probably is still the best. Utreon is good, but I haven't started an account there yet. So that's that. What's up, Joel? How you doing, man? That's the best 50 cal semi-auto. The Serbu is actually pretty nice. It's supposedly more accurate than the Barrett, but probably have to be the Barrett. Yeah. What do you think about polymer ammo? Haven't really had any experience with it. I'm not ready to give it a go yet, but some people might like it.
Can you even reload it?
Yeah, that's the question. Matthew Knight, well said on the 270. All right, somebody who hates the
you got some 270 haters here.
Yeah, we got some 270 haters. That might be my next T-shirt. Instead of this Alaskan Ballistics, all gun laws are infringements. Instead of that, saying that on here, we might get the Alaskan Ballistics 270 hater. What do you think?
I'll just say the 30-06 for women.
270. It's like 30-06, but for women.
Yeah.
Women with dye-colored hair.
Purple hair.
Purple hair. Yeah. Yeah, they make single shot rifles. That's the one that blew up on Kentucky Ballistics, I believe. Yeah, Serbu. But they do make a semi-auto that's actually supposed to be better than that. So I just usually load the max load. I don't One thing is when you start going super velocity, you start losing bullet integrity, even in a made bullet. TTSX at over 3,200, 3,300 is going to break its pedals off. CMX a little higher, or CX from Hornady maybe a little higher. LRX a little lower, 31, 3150 will break its pedals off. Nozzle partitions will smash up going 33, 3,400 feet per second. You're better off a lot of times just staying where the book is, because the bullet is designed to perform in a certain range of velocities. And like, I don't go over the book max for that reason more than anything else. But also, I'm scared. Now, there were some times like, so here's one here. There's a box of ammo that I was going through. So what this is ammo there was no data for, that I kind of looked up and decided what to do. And so this right here, it was 52.5 grains. This was 52.3, 52.1, 51.9. 51.9 was the max for a 120 grain and all copper bullet. This is a 110 grain all copper bullet. So I started at the max of 120 grain and started working my way up. I did not achieve the velocities I wanted to. I did not see any pressure signs, but I stopped because, what was the point? The level 3+ armor that I was shooting that day, or level 4 armor, was still stopped by the fastest bullet out of that bunch. So it was like, well, I can't get 34, 35, 3,600 feet per second. That's impossible out of 6.5 by 284 Norma. So I'll stick right here at 32 or 3170 or whatever it ended up being, 3120 or whatever it was, and that's that.
In my experience, my 300 Weatherby shoots really hot, and I can't even get it to the book's max without a ton of pressure. So I was able to get little spoilers. I was able to get a 175 LRX to go 3,400 feet per second in my 300 Weatherby, and that was a grain and a half under max.
Mm-hmm.
So I would never go over the book recommendation, at least for that 300 Weatherby, or it'd be real big trouble.
Yeah, and and you should start like when I load up for a video, I just put it at 0.3 grains under the max, because I know my rifles and I know the pressure and I know the brass and that kind of thing. I start at 0.3 grains under the max, and that's usually where I leave it. So, all right, 270 Winchester doesn't deserve the hate. In the South, the biggest animal you shoot is a fat doe, and the 270 Winchester gets the same job done as a 3-06. Nobody said it didn't get the job done. Nobody said that. Okay. There's many reasons why
I don't own a 270, by the way. We both do.
We both do. Yeah, we both own 270s, but mine's my wife's, because it's like 30-06 for women.
Mine's for my son.
You mean don't transgender him by giving him a 270?
I'm not.
I really got to take this video down now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to delete this video.
I'm gonna have to delete this chat. Yeah. No. So I have a whole reason why I have a whole video on why I hate the 270 Winchester. I believe it's basically an obsolete FUD caliber, and that's what I'm saying. Can it get the job done? Yes. The night I published that video, the day I published that video, that very night, I got on a live stream while I was reloading. They asked me what I was reloading. Guess what I was reloading? 270 Winchester.
Yeah.
So I all the 270 Winchesters I have had chambers that if you want to fit the round to the chamber and get it to shoot really accurately, the bullet's way longer than the magazine or the magazine area. That's my biggest complaint with 270. There's no standardized match chamber. 6.5 Creedmoor, I can pull anything out and it'll work in any gun and shoot very accurately because there's a standardized match grade chamber. And so 308 Winchester, same thing. 6.5 PRC, 300 PRC, even 300 Winchester Magnum. There are match grade chambers that are real standard across the board for their tightness and tolerances. And any gun you put that round in, you're going to get, 308, 160 grain or 175 grain gold medal match most 308 match chambers, you're going to get sub-minute of a angle, no matter who makes the gun. You can't say that with 270 Winchester. You can't say that with a lot of cartridges. Don't get me wrong. But 6mm Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor, you can. And is the 270 Winchester more powerful? Yes, but it's not as flat shooting as a 280 with AI, or even a 130, even a 30-06 will shoot a 130 grain Barnes faster and flatter out to 400 or 500 yards. So until the BC of the 270s 130 grain takes over. So yeah, 6.5 PRC is a better cartridge. Same bullet weight range, better BCs, more velocity, 6.5 PRC. And I've got the ammo loaded up to do that. I haven't got my new 6.5 PRC sighted in yet to do the comparison one-on-one test. So yeah, that's my biggest issue is there's no match grade chambers, low BC bullets,
slow twist rate,
slow twist rate in the barrel. It's just, it's an old fug caliber. It gets the job done. No, I'm not arguing that. I've killed deer, plenty of deer with a 270, but not my cup of tea. Yeah, I can believe it was a 2-foot group. Yeah, that I believe. Oh, doing a 375 Ruger Compact Magnum SR25. Jay, I like the way you think, sir. You are my new hero. I mean, how do you not? Are you laying down on the couch now?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm getting comfortable.
Yeah, why not? How do you not love this guy? I mean, an SR25 in 375 Ruger Compact Magnum.
I know New York Prepper would love that.
Yeah,
he's really loved the Ruger cartridges.
Yeah. Jay, you are my hero. You deserve to have a monument and statue built to you. I had keyholes 3-foot group at 100 yards with 212 LRX in 308 111 twist. Yeah, I bet you did. Put them in the same hole with Nosler ballistic tip CFE 223 49 grains. There you go. So 3,500 feet per second. What are you with a Ruger Compact Magnum 375 Ruger? What's your barrel length and what are you shooting, Jay?
Okay. 100 grain bullet.
Maybe I don't know. It's a 375, so that's that. The scope is everything with 50 caliber. I bought a crap scope. Yeah. Weatherby is awesome.
I agree, Jay.
So TSX. I remember when 10mm ammo was 75 cents a round. Now it's cheaper. Yeah, sometimes. All right. 45 ACP plus P versus 460 Roland as bear defense. No question it's 460 Roland hard cast. But a good hard cast plus P 45 ACP, if you put it in the right space, will do the right job. So
45 ACP is a slow round.
Yep. Which usually means it penetrates more because it's not deforming the face of the round as much, up to a point. But when you get 300 or 400 feet per second more, like you do in a
but I assume you would always pick a 10mm over 45 ACP.
Yeah, and over a 460 Roland because the 10mm is a design cartridge for that gun. 460 Roland is an add-on cartridge, if you will, a kit cartridge for the gun, and they just take forever to be reliable. So unless you order that gun from Roland and it comes factory that way, you're going to have issues. 460 Roland Glock 20 SF 120 grain Lehigh. Yep, I've done that video. I've done a video on that. But it was not a 460 Roland. And to be a 460 Roland, you'd have to put it on a Glock 21 SF, not a Glock 20. Because the barrel hole is not the correct way. The chamber hole is not correct. The breech is not correct. So, and to get 2,100 feet per second, I don't know how you got that. We did it on an FNX. You'd have to have a long barrel to get that. We only got about 1920 or so, and we were maxed out with the powder we had. But I've done a video on that load, 120 grain Lehighs in 460 rolling. Go check it out. Now I really got. Thanks, Cliff. Now I really got to delete this chat. 230 grain at 1400 is that's pushing it. Yeah, that 65 grain Lehigh 357 sig is cool. 2,300 feet per second. Yeah, that's a good one. Three Bears, good and amazing stores. Yes, they are. What bullet in the 65284 for Black Bear? LRX? You know it, baby. LRX. I'm using 50.8 grains of Reloader 22.
I really thought you were going to say like a SST, but
yeah.
LRX.
Actually, I didn't put it on the channel, but the tightest group I got with that gun was with 140 grain SST.
I bet.
A viewer sent me a box of them. They're somewhere around here to test, and I tested them in 6.5 Creedmoor. Nothing good to talk about. Tested them in 6.5 by 284 with hybrid V100 of all powders, which is not known to be an accurate powder or push it to the velocities that they say it gets. Right. That's kind of the reputation it has, and yeah, it is what it is. So.
What other comments do we got?
All right. I'm thinking you might also look into the Federal Fusion bullet. That's a great hunting bullet for black bear. Nosler Akubon long range. Federal Terminal Ascent. That's a good bullet.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything the Akubon should be, in my opinion. So look at those bullets. If you can find the 120 grain Hornady CX, I think that's a pretty good bullet too. I haven't loaded mine up yet, but I have them here. So, watch your shorts, like I said too. Like you said too. Yeah, my shorts. You can give a thank on them to donate them, but I appreciate it, man. Why does 270 get hated on? Almost we just explained why. Here's Chris going on it. The 270 win is limited in bullet weight and compared to bolt length. Yep. 30 to 150 grains. If you had a 270 OT, it's good enough to not need to get another rifle, but it's not the most versatile or best per category. Correct. What was
basically 30-06 is a more efficient, faster version of it with a lot more bullet weights you can choose from.
A lot more bullet weights. Now you can choose more bullet weights if you get a 1 8 twist barrel, and a 26-inch barrel will get you the velocities you need. But that's what you really need to get 270 to be as versatile as a 30-06.
But who's going to get a really custom ordered 270 Winchester? It's a classic old gun. You don't really do that.
Yeah, that person's names would be Chook. All right.
Or Ron. I know you remember him.
Yep. I had to ban him from my channel. All right. Let's see, McCann. Grandpa had a 30-06. Papa had one. I had one. Why? Because there's more ammo available and a lot of bullet weight and type and variety. Yep, that's very true. 80s baby. Remember 30-06 more than anything else. Lever action rifles. Yep. Hi, Chuck. 30-06, in my opinion, is still the best all-around North American cartridge. I disagree, but it's definitely up there. If I had to put top 5 all around, let's do this.
What is your number one? I'm curious.
Top 5 all around cartridges. Oh, my number one would be the 300 Winchester Magnum.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you can load down to a 110 grain explosive bullet for varmints. So we're talking prairie dog varmints, groundhog, prairie dog, up to grizzly bear. All right. Or even bigger bison, which is a bison tag up here. All right. one caliber that can do all of that. All right. You shouldn't have one caliber that can do all that. You should have rifles designed for the task. Wouldn't you agree? Um,
Yeah.
but you know,
Lets you get more guns.
number one, if I had to do a top five, number five would be 30-06. All right.
Uh,
For the reasons mentioned. Number two would be 7 millimeter Remington Magnum. I don't think, or oh, excuse me, number four would be probably 6.5 PRC. Even though you're limited in bullet weights to 156, maybe 160 grain, it's flat shooting and very good long range caliber. Although you said it blew around in the wind pretty well on you, um,
yeah.
but that was at 1,000 though, so anything can
Yeah.
happen at 1,000. Yeah. So 30-06 would be 6.5 PRC would probably be number four. Might flip those around. They're all interchangeable. Um, you know, honestly, 308 Winchester's got to be on the list as well.
I'd
Again,
put that number 5.
yeah, probably number five, then 6.5 at PRC, then 30-06, then 7 millimeter rim and 300 Win. That'd probably be the way to organize those. But if you have best all around cartridges, yeah, that's the way I would be going.
You know what I say about the 7 millimeter mag, right?
What's that?
It's the
like
baby
300.
magnum. It's the baby magnum for those that can't handle recoil more than the 30-06.
Yeah, that's true. that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And I made mine even a recoil less.
I agree with your number one. If you had to pick popular cartridges, 300 Win Mag's the way to go.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely, but that's not apples to apples. 30-06 with a 190
Put the
grain.
190 grain in the 300 Win Mag.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Which I have a box loaded up over there. And when I found those 190 grain Accubon long ranges, I bought 2 boxes of them. Cost me
That's expensive.
$170, but they're expensive. But is 18 Brennel considered hardcast? Yes, it is. I think 16 or 17 is the Brennel hardness for buffalo boar stuff. Ken, if he's still in the chat here, I think you told me these were 21. Isn't that what you told me, Ken? Let me know in the comments tomorrow if you're not here anymore, because I know you're more towards the East Coast or Midwest or Eastern Midwest of the United States. So, is what it is. 243 is similarly not good like the 270 Winchester.
I actually agree with him.
Yeah, do agree there are a lot more better options out there in the 270 Win, but that it's a lot more available in stores for for the price 30-06 and 270 sitting at $24.99 for fusions are hard to beat. Where are you finding 30-06 and 270 sitting at $24.99? That's what I want to know. Federal Fusions, I'll come buy them up. I love Federal Fusion. I think it's a great bullet. Yeah, let me know that's the best thing you've said all night, man. No, but like I love Federal Fusion, but no, yeah, no, like I agree for ammo availability. 270 Winchester's great. If ammo availability is your main thing, then 270 Winchester is way better than 6.5 PRC. But that's not why 6.5 PRC exists. It exists for precision rifle cartridge, and it becomes a better hunting cartridge than 270 Winchester for the same reasons that it has more efficient bullets, more efficient use of the case and the powder and the neck shape to get you better standard deviations if you do your powder charges right. It's a lot better. So is what it is. Agreed. Modern bullets and powders have made the 30-06 even better, and it's always been good. Yes, it is. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play video games, but yes, they use the 30-06 in the M1 Garand and the 1914, 19. Yeah, it was back then. So yeah. What's up, John Crump News? Got a celebrity channel in here. All right. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good guy, and he writes a lot of the articles that most of the big name Second Amendment defenders read. So if you haven't checked out John Crump, go check him out. Nice guy. I'll see you this year at Iraq Veteran 88. I'm going. So, we should talk about that, Reloading Weatherby, because if you're going, we can split a room. So split an Airbnb, split the rental car, whatever we need. So the real sissy hunting cartridge is 243 or 6.5 Creedmoor. I do understand the 6.5 Creedmoor is very flat and accurate, but the knockdown power just isn't cutting it. Knockdown power is a myth. Okay, let's be honest. Foot-pounds of energy doesn't kill. It helps, but it doesn't kill. I saw my 6.5 Creedmoor knock a caribou flat over. All right. If I had hit her in the same spot with the 270, she knocked the flat over. She flapped her head a couple of times and died. She was dead within a couple of seconds. Okay. If I had hit her, that was with the 127 grain LRX, obviously, since that's my bullet. And if I'd hit her with the 129 grain LRX and 270, she would have done the same exact darn thing. Prove me wrong. So
I agree with you, Center Fire.
Yeah.
Hashtag never Creedmoor.
So that being said, yes, 270 gets more foot-pounds of energy. All right. But knockdown power is a myth. You put a well-constructed bullet in the right spot. A grizzly bear is going to do the same thing with a 6.5 Creedmoor as it's going to do with the 375 H&H. Okay. Now, where is that right spot? Right here. Or right here. Or right here. Okay. But, it's not right here because of the penetrating difference. But, is what it is. 30 6 beats 270. 280 AI beats 270. 270 Winchester Short Magnum beats 270. 6.5 PRC beats 270. 6.8 Western beats 270. 7mm Remington Magnum beats 270. The list goes on and on and on, my friend.
I'm telling Ron on you.
Uh-oh.
Hopeful Ballistics. You're in trouble.
Does Ron comment on his channel too?
Like constantly.
Oh. 300 Winchester Magnum is bad. Bad as in
good bad.
As a good bad, or
bones.
bad as in bad. So is Chuk in Beijing or Shanghai? I think he's in Saigon. Or what's Ho Chi Minh City now. So he's in Vietnam. The dude is like straight up VCing right now. So I just, Center Fire Go Boom, again, I can see this point. All right. Yeah. If you want to walk into Walmart and buy some crappy ammo that you didn't hand load yourself, yes, the 270 beats those. Okay. I have found 288 Ackley improved and 270 WSM on the shelf. There's one time here where 270 WSM was the only thing you could get on the shelf. All right. Because that was the only rifle they could order at the time. But I have found both of those on the shelf back when times were good consistently. Okay. You got to go into Cabela's, or you got to go into Bass Pro, or you got to go into Alaskan Ammo, a local store that carries a bunch of ammo. So I have found both of those on the shelf. So that's not a great argument. If I can find it on the shelf in Alaska, it is. But I concede that point. I'm just saying that's not a good reason. Okay. If you hand load your own ammo, like we all do, all right, then finding ammo at Walmart is like, ugh, I don't want to touch that stuff. All right. That's like finding a steak at a homeless shelter,
Hey, some of them shoots well. Just kidding.
Yeah. Shoot cheap. Yeah. The 7mm Remington Magnum is good.
Sorry to hear that, Cliff.
If you are going to shoot 120 grain pills out of a 300 or 30-06, wouldn't the 06 be better? No. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. More velocity? No. More penetration? Yes. If you want more penetration, you shouldn't be shooting 120 grain pills. Depending on, of course, the thing. I don't know of a 120 grain made for 30 caliber. Do you? 125? Yes.
110, 125, and 130.
Yeah. In fact, I've got them loaded up right here. Got so many
Ooh.
loaded up for 3300 Win Mag. I ran out of ammo boxes. I got them in bags. But these
Yeah,
are,
I want you to see if you can like tear that AccuBond apart. See if it'll hold up.
well, this should be go darn near hitting 36. So this is the 125 grain AccuBond. So, and I just pulled it out, and just by the smell, I know I loaded it with IMR 4831.
Oh.
How good is that? I opened that up the other day, and I went home. So, scented candles. What do you need for a scented candle? IMR
Open up
4831.
a
I'm telling you.
powder jar.
I find the 24.99 30-06 Fusions at Woods here in Arkansas. Come sweep them up. I'll be on an airplane. I'm just kidding, but I wish I could. My caliber list: 130-06, 2 300 Magnum, 3 308 Winchester, 4 300 Weatherby, 5 30 Winchester. I'm sensing a pattern here. Do you? I can only find 168 grain AccuBond long range in stock right now. Would you recommend them for 308 Win? Yes. Is 300 rum too high a velocity for AccuBond long range that light and fast? No. So,
Do you have a fast enough twist though for the AccuBond long range?
yeah, the AccuBond long range. If you don't have at least a 1 in 10 for the 308, it's gonna be trouble. 1 in 9 or 108 would be better. But yeah, it's gonna be trouble. So, sorry, I'm twisting an Allen wrench in my hands because I got a fiddle. I keep dropping it. If I moved to Prudhoe Bay, if you lived in Prudhoe Bay, like had a house there, first of all, I don't know that you could. But I've been there. If you moved to Prudhoe Bay, what would I recommend? There's nothing but caribou there. The occasional muskox that you can't hunt legally, but you might have to defend yourself from, and the occasional brown and polar bear. 300 Winchester Magnum. 300 Winchester Magnum.
Would you say that's the #1 cartridge for Alaskans?
Yes, absolutely. The most popular caliber here is 300 Winchester Magnum. Yeah. Depends on what you're doing, hunting or self-defense. Yes, agreed. Wish I could find 190 or 210 for rum. There you go. You need to do a penetration test with some hammers. I did the 131 hammer the other day. It was pretty impressive. Yeah. Hammer
I
hunter.
have a bunch.
Yeah. Haven't you done a penetration test, or was that just an accuracy test?
I've done accuracy tests. They're very accurate.
Yeah, I've heard they're a lot like barns. Once you get out 3, 4, 5, 600 yards, depending on the velocity you start them with, they can not open up. So,
well, it is a monolithic bullet, so yeah.
How cold does it have to be for a semi-automatic rifle to start seizing up? Cold has nothing to do with it. It's the water inside the gun freezing up. So if you have a humid house, a humidifier in your house, and then you take your gun outside and it's below freezing, eventually it'll seize up. Yeah, the gun semi-autos do not freeze up because of cold. They freeze up because of moisture in the cold. Well, let's get that straight. So if you keep your gun nice and dry and clean, great. If you use a water-based cleaning solvent on it, have fun. So now I actually think the Browning BAR in 338 Win Mag would be one of the best bear defense guns. I mean, you only get 3 or 4 rounds, but it'd be one of the best bear defense guns you can find. The problem with the Browning BAR is I haven't seen or heard of sub-minute of angle accuracy out of them. But, for 2-inch group shooters at 100 yards, man, if you put an LPVO on a 338 Win Mag in Browning BAR, I'm there, man. Unfortunately, they just don't pay you a lot of money to be on YouTube, so I can't just buy every gun I want. But I agree with that choice. That would be a good gun for bear defense. That right there. So
I think you can get it in 300 Win Mag.
Yeah. I'd rather have it 338 for bear defense, that bigger bullet. I'd just rather have that 250 grain bullet, So 30-06 or 300 Winchester or 12 gauge 3-inch. Yep. Things you could have. Would you keep your 300 win or 338 if you could only keep one? 300 win. I keep my 300 win. I think you keeping your 300 Weatherby is not even a question.
Well, I don't have a 338.
Yeah. What's up, Anthony Fairbanks? How you doing? They started making. I did not know that. If I was gonna get a Browning automatic rifle, the BAR generation, I don't know a lot about them, but I would get the latest one. Honestly, it'd be the generation that had the Boss on it with the 338 on it, the Boss thing.
I get
Model
the original
7 Remington pump 30-06 10-round magazine should suffice for any situation. More reliable than a semi-auto. Yeah, I would agree with that. So I would definitely agree with that. I have a friend who carries a 30-06 Remington 76 or 760. Can't remember which one it was generation wise because they just started adding numbers and zeros for the generations. So there's a Remington 7 Remington pump, and then a 76, and then a 760, and then a 7600 with a 10-round mag. Yeah, that would be great. The 10-round mags were all aftermarket, and they didn't work in the semi-auto 7400s very well. They did work in the 7600s a little bit better, but you kind of had to find a good one. So that's the issue. And 70, 40, 32, and 30-06 patterns with 180s, 150, but shoots 165. Fine. What do you think? If you like it, there you go. Shoot what it likes. I mean, what do I think
165 and a 30-06 is awesome.
Yeah.
You get more velocity.
The ideal weight for 30-06 is 165, in my opinion. For 300 Win Mag, it's 180. But that's depending on bullet construction and how your gun likes them and all that other stuff too. Thoughts on 204 Ruger? Absolutely pointless for me here, but if you like it, great. It's a good varmint town prairie dog gun cartridge. I don't think it's big enough to call in coyotes up here because if I took a coyote, a wolf would be next, and I've seen some wolf ups here that would eat your whitetail deer whole. And the fact the very first wolf up here I saw was a black wolf. I thought it was a moose calf. It was so big. I don't even think my 6.5 Creedmoor would be good on that, or my 22-250. Be like 22-250. I just shot a wolf. Why is it coming at me? 10 more rounds of 22-250. Come on, Barnes LRX 77 grain. Is what it is.
You have a muzzle loader 22-250?
No, I
have going like this.
No, I was doing the recoil of the gun.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't doing this.
Down into the barrel.
Yeah. No, I have an AR-10 22-250.
I know. It's what it looked like you were doing.
It probably looked worse than that. You didn't say anything. All right. Just traded a 6.5 for a 7mm 08. Jesus loves you still anyway, Anthony. All right.
I hope you can find ammo. I would take a 7mm 08 over a 6.5 too, but you can't find ammo for it right now.
No, you can't. I own both of them. They're both great. Do what you want to do. So. H-Star 30-06 would do pretty well versus that bar 338 if we're talking big semi-autos. But so would an AR-10 300 Win Mag. Yep. I do not have a thermal scope yet. I plan on that. I have 270 and a 243 with a 26-inch barrel. Now, that's pretty cool. What would you use on 165s on moose or elk, Accubons or partitions? Either one. I will say you have to get the Accubon going fast. I used 180 Accubon grain because it was accurate in my rifle, but it was mine was a 22-inch barrel 30-06, and so it was only going about 2588 when it's supposed to be going 2700. And so at 300 yards when I shot a caribou, it acted like a full metal jacket because by that time it was going like 21, and Accubons need speed. Accubons need speed just like Barnes need speed. Okay. So personally, I would do partitions, but if you can get the Accubons going fast. Accubons to me, I on moose or elk, I'd drop to a 150 grain Accubon in 30-06 and drive it faster. Or use an Accubon long range, 168 grain. What do you think? Reloading Weatherby?
I definitely would use an Accubond or a partition. Both are really good bullets. And I think you can get them going quick enough in a 165 grain and a 30-06. So you can get that going up to 29, maybe more.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
If you hand load it.
Yeah. That 29 is pushing it.
I don't know. I have a friend that I've loaded a 168 TTSX, and he's getting average 29.33 with that 168.
There you go. What 24-inch barrel?
22. It's just a cheap Savage
really
axis. I think his gun just shoots pretty hot.
Chuck, do you have a thermal scope? Nope. Chuck didn't watch the Ron Spimmer's video on the 220 Swift can do it all. No, I did not, because when I went to heavier bullets, the 22-250 could actually shoot the heavier bullets faster. The light bullets, the 220 Swift can still shoot faster, but the heavy bullets, no. Deep low pitch howl on the distance, yeah. Theoretical, it's always free. It only gets when it gets to decision time that it costs. Yep. I don't do black powder, David Walcott, so I'm not the person to ask. I would not get anything less than a 50 caliber diameter, though, just because of the creatures we have up here. Anyone carry a Ruger Super Red Hawk 480? That's my Deep Woods gun. My cameraman does. We've had it on the channel a few times. It's a good gun. Remington Corlock 120 grain for 30-06. There you go. I did not know they made it in 120 grain. Yeah, I did. I did know that. All right, Cliff, have a good night, man. Democrats rule. Yeah, they rule themselves and they want to rule you. All right. And they want to, erase your freedom of speech and want to kill your babies. If that's the kind of rule you like, they want to take away your guns so they can shoot you, because the cops that shoot black people in the city are all Democrats. All right. All you're doing there is, just, praising and worshiping your slave master, so. All right. So I hope you realize how dumb you sound. All right. $31 trillion in debt because of Democrats and, Trump, who was a Democrat too. Trump was a Democrat. Okay. Anybody who says it differently is a freaking moron. Okay. He was a Democrat. He was for free trade. He wanted to have red flag laws. He ran the national debt up. He was a New York Democrat his whole life. All right. And if the Democrats had worked with him instead of hated on him, y'all would have got more of your agenda done. That's how stupid Democrats are. All right. You kill babies through abortion. You're just murderers. You are no better than Nazis. Democrats are no better than Nazis. If you voted Democrat, you voted for Hitler. All right. All right. You're just as bad as them. All right. So now we're going to ban you for 5 minutes. So my moderators, I can't do it for some reason. I guess they got out of here, or is already banned for 5 minutes. And now you want to ban AR-15s? Okay, how are you going to go confiscate 40 million AR-15s with other men with AR-15s that are going to commit gun violence against people who committed no crime? Okay, that Cool Mirror, you are about the stupidest, dumbest person on the internet. You need to not breed so that your genetics do not get into the human race. You are that dumb and stupid. That dumb and stupid. You are absolutely freaking retarded. Okay, you need to leave my chat. You are that dumb and stupid, Cool Mirror. So, there we go. All right. I've seen 100 grain 30-06 before. Never seen them for a long while. Yeah, they used to make them. Yeah, Joe Biden saying 9mm blows the lungs out of the body, then casually said, get a 12 gauge for self-defense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, not the Democrats and Republicans. Now you say it better than me. I say democrats, and republicans. Get it? You better than me. Yeah, don't forget. Yeah, they'll kill somebody who's an infant. Keep politics out of gun talk. Nope, absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. People that want to keep politics out of gun talk are pussies. All right, I said it. All right, there you go. If you want to keep politics out of gun talk, all right, that's crazy. All right, no, we all have to defend the Second Amendment. We all have to keep our politics in gun talk. All right, the Democrats want to ban guns. The Republicans probably do too. They just don't want to come out and say it, and that's the truth right there. So we have to do that. Cool Mirror is a troll. Wasted breath talking to him. Good. Well, I don't care if I wasted my breath talking to him. I told him he's an idiot. All right, and I hope he listens. I hope he listened one time because he's a idiot. He is a communist Nazi. Okay, and I will call him out on that. Okay. What is the best bullet weight for 1 in 9 twist rate? 55 grain. 55 grain. Don't feed that troll. Yep. Bro, AR-15s are going to get banned. It's going to suck having to get rid of mine. Why would you have to get rid of it? They're going to either grandfather them in or they're going to come take them, and then you can just shoot the guys that are coming to take them. Literally, if they ban AR-15s, it will be civil war in this country. So, Mike Molina. Yes, Cliff. All right, defend it. But if they want to talk about it bad about guns, I'm saying. First, Cliff, use better English. I don't understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, in Canada, they're putting down full-grown adults. Yep. All right. When the politicians stop talking about taking our guns, we'll stop talking about them in the gun chat. There you go, Mike Molina. I'm just saying, Mike Molina has handed you a shut up, Cliff Corbett. Okay, absolutely. They stop talking about our guns, we'll stop talking about the politics in the gun chat. So that's it. Yes, they shouldn't use the shooting for gun control. We know that. Don't tell us to keep politics out of here. 9mm versus 45 ACP. Centerfire Go Boom's trying to get us back on the track. Back on track here. Neither 10mm. Anyway, well, my computer is dying. We have gone for an hour and 37 minutes tonight. So
a long one.
It has been a long one. I didn't mean to do that to you. Reloading Weatherby. I meant to make it 45 minutes. All right, guys. God bless. Take care. We'll see you at the range.
I'll see you guys.